I thought I would show you a brief video on how to use a fortune teller teacup, and this is a beautiful vintage teacup that a lovely member has just gone and purchased, and I will show you how to use one of my fortune teller teacups. So the very first thing is I have put only a pinch of tea and I've poured in the water and I've drank it down to about this much, but it's still a little bit too much fluid. So I'm just going to tip a little bit more fluid out because we only need around a teaspoon of water. We then start swirling to get the momentum, and as we swirl, we roll and tip. And we allow our cup to drain just for a minute or two, so I won't wait a minute or two and bore you. When we do teacup readings, it's really up to the person. Some people have lots of superstitions about turning the cup anti-clockwise with your non-dominant hand 3 times and so on. But the methods that I know of is it doesn't matter whether you do that. It is completely up to you. Some people will place a piece of jewellery on the back of the teacup, and again that is about energy transfer. But I like to just tap 3 times. And it's like knocking on your front door of, can I come in? So I'm using this teacup today for a general reading for what is the week ahead. So this particular teacup has a beautiful verse inside it, and it's one of my favourite verses, and it says, "Steam rises from a cup of tea, and we are wrapped in history, inhaling ancient times and lands, comfort of ages in our hands." So we have a bit of tea on the word rises, a little bit on the rose, tiny wee bit down here on the mouse, little bit right beside the ring, not quite touching but close enough, little bit of tea on the cloud. We have tea here in the middle of symbols, and me being a generalised teacup reader, I also look at the image of the tea leaf itself, and I look at that and see a little dog sitting. And we also have a little bit of tea up here on the stars. So looking at this cup for the week ahead, rises is a very good word with tea on it, because it does mean things that rise above. So it can often mean where you may have been feeling a little bit flat. This week is the time of the week or week ahead where you will actually rise above, feeling a little bit flat. And it's actually beautiful because it is above the sun. So it does tell me rising to great happiness. In the leaf itself, you've actually got a little chicken. There you have almost like a tiny little horse's head. I'll bring that up close. Then you've got, looks like a pot, and then a little box. Now the pot is sitting on top of the rose. So the rose there would tell me, bloom and grow where you are planted. And it often means coming through some tough times where you can finally see the light of day. The horse here means messages and good information that's coming through. And the box would tell me a pleasant surprise. So this entire little cluster here would tell me pleasant surprises than you weren't expecting, good information that's coming through that brings around new life where you are rising to great status and great energy this week. Down here we have a little bit of tea sitting on the mouse. It has still a little bit of water, and I'll just drain that. And when we see still a little bit of water running in the cup, we call that tears of the cup. And it's a tiny little tent that's sitting on the mouse. Mouse means family orientated, and it does mean protective of family. The little tent there would tell me, though, there's some minor stress or little worries around the high energy and the family and the network that is around you. The water would tell me you're feeling a little bit emotional about this, but the tent would tell me this won't last very long. Straight sticks in tea tell me they're a male symbol, and that's a fairly tall straight stick, so it would tell me a male in authoritative areas, can be like a father or a boss figure. Near the ring would tell me valuable advice and information from an older, more mature male. Tiny bit of tea sitting on the cloud, which means don't let things cloud your judgment or confuse you. The tiny little dog sitting is actually really lovely because it does mean close friends and companions are by your side through moments where you may feel a little down or a little confused, and good advice from an older male is sure to be very valuable for you. So around here we also have a little bit of tea sitting on the star, and the star is about reaching for your dreams and wishes. And tea on the star as a weekly would tell me bright light and good things are coming for you. So it's a beautiful teacup actually for your week ahead, and I do hope you enjoy that. Have a great week ahead, everyone, and thank you for listening.